Hey guys, what's going on? I got Matt here. I'm the coach of the London Lux Rays, and I am bringing you my team builder for I think it's week 7 now. Against the hashtag Harambe Lives Matter. Um, so we're off to a bad start this season. We did beat Sean, the coach of the Ailsa Craig Cute Flies, but we're still 2-3, which is not where we want to be. We are sixth. They get Mark, who we are facing, is 1 point behind us, barely by the just by how like the kills went. But he's been doing well. I think he's on a 2 game win streak, 3 game win streak maybe. Probably, probably I think it's 2. But it's gonna be a rough battle. He's got some good threats. So I'm gonna put these in the middle just because I don't know if my camera's gonna take over that. So don't worry about that stuff here. That's just shiny hunting stuff. But a list of you got his Pokemon, and there's the speed stats beside them, which is weird. He's got Infernape that's really fast, Aerodactyl and Ambipom, but other than that, his speed tier just drops to like Primeape and Darmanitan. So when I show you my team, you're gonna see that like I don't really have to go that fast because the only thing is like Keldeo speed ties Infernape. But other than that, all my other Pokemon are fast enough that I don't have to throw all my speed EVs into all my EVs into speed. Sorry. But yeah. So I was looking at his team, trying to figure out what to do. He's got Tyranitar, Mega. He's saying he's bringing Mega Slowbro, but Tyranitar is better without a Mega. Um, it can pack Ice Punch or Ice Beam, Ice Punch, stuff like that, which means I can't really counter it with Garchomp, so I need a way to figure out how to counter that. There's so many variants too. He ran Assault Vest. He said he was gonna only do Dragon Dance, but I think he's gotten into the game more, so he's trying new stuff out. So who knows what to expect? I'm expecting, looking at his team, offensive variant. Um, Either an offensive variant or a specially defensive variant because like he's got Skarmory, he's got Slowbro has a huge defense stat. I didn't realize how big that was. Milotic, he might bring Tyranitar instead of Milotic for a special defensive wall. So there's that to worry about. Skarmory, pretty standard, usually a defensive set with most of your EVs and speed. I mean, and special defense, so you can take like the Thunderbolts that are your downfall. Um, he's got like Brave Bird, Spikes, Defog. Looking at his team, that's another thing. He's got no Rapid Spinner, which means you'll see why I don't have a Rapid Spinner. Is because I'm gonna be hazard stacking, and if he's got the Defog, I'm gonna force him to do it. So like my way of forcing hazards off my side is to throw hazards on his side. Um, and it's usually it should be pretty good. He only has Skarmory has spikes, I guess, but no one's really used spikes or hazards in the league, and I don't expect Mark to bring those. Expect him to bring like Stealth Rocks. Um, and that's about it. And he's got his Mega Slowbro. He's brought this almost every game. Uh, just a crazy defensive stat. You can't crit it, which is dumb, but I think I can whittle it down with my team. He usually runs a Calm Mind variant, but yeah, with the Mega Slowbro, Calm Mind's kind of the only thing you can do because you don't get that regenerator, so you can't just be like a switch-in wall. Infernape is probably the thing I'm scared about most. Just the fact that he usually runs Scarf, and a Scarf, and I hate facing Scarfed Pokemon, but it's just close combat's powerful, Flare Blitz powerful, and the next one right below that, Darmanitan. Darmanitan's a heavier hitter, but they're both powerful hitters. Infernape's got good coverage too, he can be special. So I had to worry about that. But between those two, it's gonna. If he brings both of them, I think I'm good. My team's good enough that I think I can take um, on like some of his walls with my team, and I have enough to take hits from those, so I should be good. Um, And the next three is where it kind of cuts off, because Milotic, it's just annoying as hell. It's kind of like a Cresselia version of a water type. Um, the fact that it has recover, I don't even know what Marvel skill does. I'll have to look that up. But it usually runs that. It's got Ice Beam for Garchomp. It's got Scald, so it can burn all my stuff. Electros, no weaknesses, is always fun to deal with, you know. Um, but it has some it's I don't really know. I'll have to look into Electros's moves. But it's usually a hard hitter. Um, I believe. I believe it goes physically defensive usually. But I'll have to look at these three. But Ambipom I know. It's usually like fake out. Um, you can skill link it or you can technician it, I believe. And then it's got like Bolt Seed and Rock Slide and stuff like that, or it's got like Return and Facade, and he ran Seed Bomb. He might bring that again because I have Rhydon. I'll have to worry about that. Rhydon won't be it won't be checking Ambipom, but just to know that. And I might have to check to see if it knows an Ice move, because anytime he switches into Ambipom could be a free switch for Garchomp for me, which I have to worry about. And I just realized I was planning to put Reuniclus on my team. He didn't end up on my team. Um, I'll see what I can do. I might be able to switch him in, but I don't know. It looks like it's just like Slowbro walls, Reuniclus kind of. I don't know. And he has a really hard hitting physical side to him, and I don't really like that with Reuniclus. But I'll get into my team. It's been, how long has it been? Well, 6 minutes. Okay, so I'm still deciding on my last move for this, but I realized that I need a check to Melodic. I need a check to, I'll do like right here. Alright, so now, before I get into my team actually, I'll describe what this is. I'm trying to play mind games with Mark right now, thinking based on what he's been bringing, based on his playstyle, these three right here, Slowbro, Tyranitar, and Infernape, 99% sure I'll be facing. There is the chance he only brings Darmanitan and not Infernape, but the fact that Infernape, it just has that access to like the close combat, I think Darmanitan might get a superpower. Could. That's an option. Let's see. Darmanitan. I know it doesn't get ice moves because I looked for Garchomp. It gets Hammer Arm. That lowers its speed, I believe. Yeah, that's not that bad. Oh, I've been getting into my team. So I knew right off the bat. Oh, that's right. This it's not Alex for Chris too. I was training. Okay, let's get into this. It's been too long. I'm debating on a fourth move. I have Heal Bell because I don't really want Garchomp status. I don't want some of my Pokemon status, and like if I get the opportunity, I'm not gonna go for it. But I have T-Wave to stop the Infernape. Um, I speed tie the um, I do speed tie the, what is it? Aerodactyl if he decides to bring that, which is good. Um, for Volt switching around, Thunder Waving, I can paralyze stuff. Heal Bell to heal myself up. Especially Garchomp, he's gonna be my wall breaker this game. I'll need him not burnt like he was against Steven. And same with like Rhydon and all my other Pokemon. But it's not gonna be something I'm going for, because Jolteon, like using Heal Bell is kind of like sacking Jolteon, unless I'm up against like Milotic, and instead of going for a Volt Switch, I go for a Heal Bell. Uh, I'm debating on a fourth move. You'll see that, I guess. Hopefully I remember to do that before the game starts. But let me get into my second Pokemon. This is just because, I mean, like, going to here. Yeah, I kind of wander when I talk, especially with, like, with this. So if you guys like can keep track, good for you. Um, so I go Jolteon. I might just throw Thunderbolt to be honest. It makes me weak to Electros, I guess. Um, but if he brings Electros, I do have other counters for it, and I'll have to devote Rhydon to that. Um, and that way I have Calvin just in case he has the fire. So I might need something to hit Electros with. So remember that. Let me see what I got. Actually, I looked a lot. I might just go Hyper Voice. What do I do? I don't want Hidden Power Ice. Maybe it's a sign. Just go Hyper Voice. Pull a Kyle and go Hyper Beam, but um so going to my second Pokemon, I countered with Jolteon, I countered Skarmory, Slowbro, Milotic, and Aerodactyl if he decides to bring it. Which, I mean, he might bring Aerodactyl, I doubt it. If any of these four Pokemon he'd bring, it would be Jinx, just because Jinx matches up really well with Garchomp and Keldeo. Although, like, I do outspeed it with both. But if he were to say bring a Scarfed Jinx or something like that, he could do some damage with my OU picks. It even hits Calvin too. But I think Rhydon and Jolteon are good enough to counter it. But going to my second Pokemon, this one is I don't know. He's gonna be like the key. Like if this guy dies early, I'm done. Um, it can counter Tyranitar. It if he wants to use Skarmory as a switch in to avoid an Earthquake, I got the Smackdown. He can only Toxic me. He can't T-Wave me or anything. I don't think Skarmory gets it. If he wants to go for Rocks or something, I'll just knock him down. Earthquake, once he's smacked down, Earthquake just slaughters Skarmory. Um, Thunder Punch is there just so I can hit Skarmory. Like, I could go Stone Edge, but Thunder Punch is super effective. And 75, like 150 versus 150, there's a better chance to crit with Stone Edge, but there's a chance to miss. So I think I'm good with Thunder Punch. And at least this way, Thunder Punch hits Milotic if he decides to bring it. Hits Slowbro. Um, so, and then they can paralyze Slowbro, which is pretty cool. I was going to bring Fire Punch for Skarmory, but I figured the fact that he's got Slowbro and Milotic, I'd rather Thunder. Third Pokemon, and then my EVs are just defensive, like, and I have boosted attack just because it's the highest stat. I figured may as well throw it in there. Base stat wise, it's the highest. But now with these two, the only problem is Tyranitar isn't really covered. Slowbro is kind of covered, but this is where the second Pokemon comes in. Um, I should have a counter to Tyranitar as long as he doesn't bring Ice Beam, but plus he has Pursuit because I told him about Pursuit. I can protect, see what he's gonna do. But I am especially defensive with Will-O-Wisp, which should be fun. Uh, I might have to adjust this just in case Tyranitar brings Pursuit. But I'm hoping to catch Tyranitar with a Will-O-Wisp. You'll see with Tentacruel that I have Toxic Spikes, but the fact that he has Infernape and Darmanitan, I wanted to put Toxic on this thing, but I figured if I had an extra slot, may as well go with the Willow. It would neutralize Skarmory, neutralizes Tyranitar, and I guess the Ambipom and Palace. It does some damage. But that's only if I don't get my Toxic Spikes up, which I hope to get up early. Protect mainly to... Did this have Protect? No. Protect is because I want to see what he's going to do. Darmanitan and Infernape there's a good chance they're going to be choiced. What else does he have? That could be... Nah, I don't think Aerodactyl could be choiced. But he could choice like Primeape, or... If he puts a choice weapon, I can... or a choice item, I can protect, see what he's going for, and switch accordingly. And especially defensive because basically this is going to be my Milotic, my Slowbro wall. Between Will-O-Wisp or Poison and Leech Seed, there's nothing surviving. It won't have much survivability. Instead of Giga Drain, what if I put Knockoff? I don't get it. I threw it with the Gate Drain. That's fine. The rest is in speed. I mean, in special attack, just so that I can do a bit more damage with my Gate Drain, get some health back. Frisk, always such a good item, or ability. Allows me to figure what item he has. The more I know, the better I can counter what he has. Because really, Pokemon is a luck-based math game. If I know what he's got, then there's a calculation that you do all the numbers, and it just helps along the line instead of me having to guess. But this is my backup to Infernape and Darmanitan. Tentacruel's coming in this game. No Rapid Spin because, like I said, I'd want to force the defog on him. I don't want to I don't want to have Rapid Spin just then because it gives him more reason to defog. And even if he has rocks on my side, none of my Pokemon take more than 12%, or 12%, yeah, health. 12 and a half, 6.25, I think 6.25, 12 and a half, I think 6.25, 6.25. Good. That's a good thing about my draft. I'm not completely happy with it, but the fact that most of my guys aren't weak to rocks means I don't have to worry about hazards as much. Um, and then between Scald and Knockoff, even Tyranitar, you're not living that long. I'll knock off any leftovers you have, stall you out between burns and stuff with Protect, Scald, Black Sludge to get my health back. Basically, this game's going to rely on me outweighting him. He's going to be hitting me hard for sure, but it's just going to come down to how many hits can he throw off before he's worn down. If I can survive those hits, hopefully, but between this core, I should be fine. What was I wanting to speed? Speed with this. It might just be better to go into health. I'm trying to think. Because do I really need the speed? If I could speed creep Milotic, I think that's all I really need to do. Because I don't think Darmanitan will hurt me that bad. So I'm gonna adjust this speed later, but I'm gonna put more of it into health. And this is an interesting set. The thing is, I wanted to go Banded, but I couldn't think of any fourth move. It would have been Outrage, Earthquake, Stone Edge, I guess. I don't really like Stone Edge, but and then I was thinking, what if he switches in Slowbro, and Slowbro takes nothing from an Outrage. He takes 40% max from an Outrage, 45 maybe. So I was like, okay, what does the Draco do? And dropping a Draco on him does a 65 to 70, because for some reason Slowbro's base defense is 180. I didn't know that, but and at least this way I can have access to Fire Blast, which hits the Skarmory very well. Earthquake hits so many things, and even I looked, I was like, he does get access to Earth Power, but Earthquake does more damage to his Tyranitar than a Choice Specs boosted full special attack Earth Power did, which is kind of weird. But I mean, if you look at the stats, my special attack is still lower than my physical attack without any boosts. So I guess that's the way it goes. But and then Dragon Tail is just there because I couldn't think of a fourth move, and if I'm choiced into something, I'd rather be choiced into a move that hits and knocks him out of the map, and then switch them back in. And last but not least, can my team be complete if I do not bring Rudolph? Probably. It's so good. My favorite Pokemon on my team so far. Gourgeist is a close second. Gourgeist and Rhydon are really good. It's just, this thing just hits hard. And it has such a good typing too. Fighting water, Poliwrath, I checked, is the only other fighting water type. But Secret Sword, Scald, I didn't need ice moves. I didn't need Icy Wind, so I figured may as well go a Calm Mind sub variant. The only thing that checks this Calm Mind sub variant would be Infernape will outspeed me. I speed tie with it, which is weird. Like I couldn't play with my speed stat because of Infernape, but I do speed tie, which means if I get a sub up, and he tries to check me with Infernape, if he's not scarfed, I could still have my sub up by the end of that scrum. Um, if I can get a sub up against something like Melodic, um, something like Skarmory. Skarmory might just go for the Brave Bird though, which is a problem. Even Tyranitar, he might just go for like a Stealth Rocks and then I'll just like throw the sub in. And then Secret Sword just does so much damage to a Tyranitar and Skarmory, and I can get the burns and stuff. So this I'm hoping to sweep with Keldeo, but the rest of my team's gotta take out. Got Jolteon's there to deal damage to Slowbro. You need to get him out of the game. Uh, Cynthia's there to deal with Darmanitan and Fernape. Can deal with Slowbro. Can deal with Electros. Um, but yeah, let's. So like, yeah. I'll go back to this. So I know he's almost certain he's bringing Slowbro, Tyranitar, and Fernape. And the other three could be between Skarmory, Darmanitan, Milotic, Electros, and Ambipom. And the other four he has not brought yet. He could decide to bring. Who knows? But the fact that if any of them, Jinx is probably the most likely. Piloswine I don't see because he's got Milotic with Ice Beam, or even Slowbro. Like I don't see why he would want to waste a slot for that. Then Primeape, they're like Infernape's better at almost everything. If it wasn't a monkey, he'd probably drop it for something else. Because he's got to keep all the Harambes together. An Aerodactyl, Mega Aerodactyl, something I think I'll try to pick up next draft. But for now, like the normal Aerodactyl's pretty good. High speed stat, high physical attack, good at pursuing. But it only has wing attack as an air move or flying move. But yeah, that's my team builder. I might do a bit of touching up. This game will probably be on the weekend. I have 2 more midterms. Had 2 today. So yeah, I'm liking this team so far. I'm liking the fact like I wanted to get a Selgor to get some spikes out here. Wanted to get Cryogonal to have his first game, but I might have to bring that against someone else because Mark has no like ice weakness, and Cryogonal's defense stat is shit. So Slowbro, it would do well against Milotic. It would be like the anti-Milotic because Milotic doesn't really run any physical attacks, but Slowbro's got Psy Shock, which hits hits the physical side, and it would just crumble Cryogonal. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking this is pretty good. Uh, I'll show you this. This is what I was looking at for my team when I was building it, and the only ones I took off were actually I was gonna take Scissor off. I was thinking of bringing Scissor. I really wanted to bring him just because every time I switch in Scissor, it's almost inviting an Infernape or Darmanitan, and then I can just U-turn when he switches into one of them, and now I have Garchomp, and he's like, oh crap, what am I gonna do? And we were talking together for his game last week, and Infernape has no ice moves whatsoever. No Ice Punch, doesn't get that. Well, I think it gets Fire and Thunder, but it doesn't get Ice. So like and then the problem would just be having to get Scissor in. It does well against Tyranitar. Slowbro would just burn it, and then it just looking at the rest of the team, it doesn't really do much to Skarmory. It doesn't do much to anything other than Tyranitar. Like I said, Milotic and Slowbro would both burn it. Skarmory would just spike up on it. Infernape and Darmanitan would just wreck it. Steel is not very effective against Electric. It could do damage against Ambipom. Could. And it could do damage against Piloswine and Aerodactyl and Jinx. But I don't really want to bring Scizor if the only thing that's going to check really is his 4 he's never brought. Because the odds of him bringing 2 or 3 of the 4. He might bring 1, but the odds of him bringing more than 1 are slim. So yeah, I'm gonna end this because I think the Jays game's starting. But I'm gonna see you guys at the battle. Hope you like the meme down in the bottom.